When you get to the Mass Bay Medical Center, you find it swarming with gunners. You need to come here for a variety of quests, including the Mila one sent by Tinker Tom from the railroad. When you fight to the top of the medical center, past a suit of power armor, taking an elevator all the way to the top, you arrive at a room that has an MRI machine inside. There's an office next to it. In the office you find a holotape recorded by Bonnie Tournquist.
Wayne, I'm leaving this message with Marcy in case you come looking for me. Though I pray you don't. The military took over the hospital, and everything's gone to hell in the city. Things here, it's bad, Wayne. People are dying every day, and most of the time all we can do is watch, try to make them comfortable. One of the other nurses told me she heard a radio signal that sounded like you and the boys. I don't know if it's true, if you're still out there, but we've got a way out, and I'm gonna try to find you.
What happened to Bonnie? Was she ever reunited with her husband and her children? East of Taffington Boathouse is a relay tower called 0MC810. When you activate it, you gain access to a number of radio signals. One is called the separated radio signal. The signal is weak, but you can follow it to find its source.
Bonnie, honey, if you're able to hear this message, boys and I are safe at home in the bunker. I pray you're still okay. I want to be out there for you more than anything, but people here are relying on me. I can't let them down. Boys say hi, and they love you. Old Miss Chapel says hi too. I love you so much. Please, come home.
You discover a small town called West Everett Estates. It's highly fortified and infested with super mutants. It's a long, hard fight to clean the town of super mutants. You also notice that it seems to be defended in a hackneyed sort of way. There are raider corpses all over the place, and there are a bunch piled up in the cooking area. I guess we're supposed to believe that the super mutants were about to eat them. The signal gets strongest as you near one of the buildings. You notice a hatch that leads to what appears to be an underground shelter. Inside, you find a room where it looks like people have lived for quite some time, and yet no one is here. There are no skeletons, there are no bodies. There is a terminal, and the terminal has a holotape.
Mama, this is David. The Batman came back. I saw them shoot Mr. Lance and he fell off the roof. Michael said he'd be okay, but he isn't moving.
David, come on. That's if we had to grab our stuff.
No! I have to leave a note for Mama so she can find us. Stop it!
Boys, come on. We're leaving now.
Hold it, I have to get Jangles!
Michael, grab your brother. There's no time. They'll be back any second.
Log entries on the terminal reveal the rest of the story. Wayne Tournquist was indeed the husband of Bonnie Tournquist, who worked at the Mass Bay Medical Center. At some time in the past, we learned that Wayne hacked in to his director's terminal in order to have all of his director's messages sent to him. This ended up being a great thing for his family as he got advanced warning that the bombs were about to drop. He fled the medtech facility and went to Malden Middle School, where he picked up his two boys, David and Michael Tournquist. This is interesting in and of itself, as David and Michael, students of the Malden Middle School, would have been admitted to Vault 75 had there been a nuclear holocaust. That vault did experiments on children and killed their parents. When the children turned 18, the healthy had their genes harvested and they were killed. If you were not healthy, you were simply killed. Perhaps Wayne knew the true purpose of Vault 75, and that is why he took his sons David and Michael and went to his own underground shelter at his home in the West Everett Estates. For 3 months, he and his children stayed there, sending signals to his wife Bonnie using the ham radio. They love her. They miss her. They celebrate her birthday, but they don't know what's happened to her. At some point during their time underground, they started to run out of water. Wayne left the bunker in search of water, but one of his neighbors, Ron, held him at gunpoint. Another neighbor, Lance Ames, shot Ron, saving Wayne. Together, Wayne, Lance Ames, and Lance's brother Leon built the fortifications in the West Everett Estates that you see when you arrive at the location. But one misstep led to the fall of West Everett Estates. When Leon and his brother Lance were scouting looking for resources, they came upon a group of rough-looking men and accidentally revealed the location of the West Everett Estates. Soon after, the town was attacked by what appears to be the earliest form of raiders in the Commonwealth. Lance was killed by the raiders, and his brother Leon actually joined the raiders because he was so scared of them. And this brings us to the recording. Wayne and his children escaped. At least, that's what we think happened. According to the recording, they got out the door. But did they escape, or were they gunned down in the town? There is no way to know. The West Everett Estates is littered with corpses, raider corpses, super mutant corpses, unidentified skeletons. None of them say Wayne. None of them say Lance or Leon. I popped open the console and I did a quick search. Surprisingly, I did find an NPC reference ID for both Bonnie and Wayne. It looks as if Bethesda at one point decided to place them in the game either as corpses or ghouls, or maybe as ghoul NPCs. But their plans must have been cut short because the code written for them was never actually implemented. They were not added to the game. That leaves this story open-ended. I like to think that Wayne, David, and Michael escaped the West Everett Estates. We don't know what happened to Bonnie. We know that she was kept there for months because as the bombs fell, the military took over the facility and forced Bonnie and the other nurses to take care of the sick and injured. It was only after one of Bonnie's co-workers heard Wayne's ham radio broadcast signal that she and some others decided to leave. Could they have survived in a post-apocalyptic downtown Boston? As much as I might hope so, I have doubts. You know, when you play games like this, it's easy to get caught up in the battles, in the guns, in the loot, in the caps, in the settlement building, but every now and then you read a story like this in some long-lost terminal, some little holotape tucked away, and you see a little tinge of humanity. You remember that the corpses that you find littering the wasteland, the skeletons dressed in army hats and sunglasses, holding cigars and playing cards, were once real people, at least according to the lore of this fictional fantasy world. Real people who had wives, like Bonnie, and husbands like Wayne. Real people who had sons like Michael and David and lived in communities like the West Everett Estates. And in the immediate aftermath of the apocalypse, we start to feel a little of their loss, a little of their longing, their uncertainties, and their fears. And we realize that when Bethesda says war never changes, they don't mean technology and guns. They don't mean factions and armies. They mean this: families broken, lives lost, children without a mother, children without a father. That is the reality of war since the beginning of human existence. And that is why war never changes. And we can thank Bonnie and Wayne for reminding us. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn. Did you enjoy this segment? There's a lot of lore in Fallout 4 that is heartbreaking and sad, but interesting and poetic. And I can share it with you. If you like videos like this, please leave a comment in the section telling me whether or not I should continue in this vein, and subscribe for more Fallout 4 content. Thanks so much for watching.